The next one's a little harder. I want to see if you can guess who it is I'm doing an impression of. All right, let me get into character. You gotta guess who it is, though. Okay, here it goes. If you do anything wrong in your life...
You should understand, if you haven't seen it, this is Dave Chappelle. If you criticize him on a thing, that's what his next special is about.
When I find out about it, I'm gonna try to take everything away from you.
I just think you're behind the times.
And I don't care when I find out. It could be today, tomorrow, 15, 20 years from now. If I find out, you're fucking finished. Who's that? That's you.
He's doing it to try to train you to laugh, and it's not okay.
You don't understand the consequences of what you're saying.
There are people still laughing at his terrible jokes.
A lot of white, I'll say racists, they always ask, why can't I say the N-word? Just because you feel you've been denied something, that's not necessarily the principled position that you think it is.
That's what the audience sounds like to me. That's why I don't be coming out doing comedy all the time, because y'all niggas is the worst motherfuckers I've ever tried to entertain in my fucking life.
Is there anything that you guys would never make fun of?
You have to calculate how funny it is versus how offensive it is. If it's very offensive, it's gotta be that much funnier.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
The joke that's really offensive isn't funny.
That's right.
It's very rarely is it a hysterical joke. It's like just not cool.
I remember this one. It striped the match like this. What's that? Richard Pryor running down the street.
Does it feel like comedy has sort of walked back, though? Because it does feel like that earlier era, that Richard Pryor era, it was a lot more blunt.
I've been a big fan of Bill Cosby all my life. Never met the man before, but he called me up about a year ago and chastised me on the phone for being too dirty.
You cannot say filth, flying filth in front of people.
I was so mad, I called Richard Pryor's house up and said, yo, Richard, Bill Cosby just called me up and told me I was too dirty. And Richard said, the next time motherfucker call, tell him I said, suck my dick.
You know, I don't know why you even want the change from certain people that you're just not into.
Americans have trouble facing the truth, so they invent a kind of a soft language to protect themselves from it. And it gets worse with every generation.
There was a time in comedy where if you didn't like a joke, you just left. You just didn't support that person. You just said they're not for me. Now you're finding that people are speaking out on people that they have no interest in supporting at all.
I'm not for abortion. I'm not for it, but I'm not against it either.
There's a different group to get pissed off at you in this country for everything you're not supposed to say. Can't say fruit, can't say faggot, can't say queer, can't say Nancy boy, can't say pansy.
If you have a dick, you need to shut the fuck up on this one.
Comics, it's like we're literally running for office. We're out there campaigning for this election that never happens, and you're going through red states, blue states, you're going through fucking everything.
Donkey, turkey, limey, frog, squarehead, kraut.
I also believe if you decide to have the baby, a man should not have to pay.
Some of the biggest bullies right now, I can't believe it because I'm a lefty, are on my side of the fucking fence.
If you can kill this motherfucker, I can at least abandon him.
When someone's on your side of the fence and you're looking at him like you sound like a fucking crazy person, that's when you've entered, like, what was your special? Strange Times?
There is absolutely nothing wrong with any of those words.
When did it all have to become a morality tale? When did every depiction of every race have to be fair? Can't you have an asshole who's black?
It's the racist asshole who's using it that you ought to be concerned about. We don't care when Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy say it. Why? Because we know they're not racist.
And if I'm wrong, then perhaps we're wrong. Just figure that shit out for yourselves. We traverse the American landscape, so I don't think there's anyone in America that I'm incapable of communicating to on some level.
For the last 15 years, a man named Clayton Bigsby has been the leading voice of the white supremacist movement in America. We're looking for Clayton Bigsby.
Look no further, fella. You found me.
Now, with everything so sensitive now, do you think you could do the Dave Chappelle show and not have backlash?
Sir, my message is simple. Niggers, Jews, homosexuals, Mexicans, Arabs, and all kinds of different chanks stink, and I hate it.
To not take a chance for fear of that would not be being true to the muse.
Well, first of all, they're lazy, good-for-nothing tricksters.
Sometimes you deal in irony, and some people don't get that, but you know, you can't legislate against stupidity, otherwise you'll be doing nothing.
Welcome to the 73rd Annual Golden Globe Awards.
Shut up, you disgusting, pill-popping, sexual deviant scum. But as I say, I'm gonna be nice tonight. I've changed. Not as much as Bruce Jenner. That's the thing about offence, isn't it? When people say they're offended, it's that just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right. Offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second guess people. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one.
So why did this come up now? Because I have to be really unexpected. Is it because I'm talking about uncomfortable stuff?
I do some Columbia stuff, and I say, do I have to give like a trigger warning? Almost like joking. 17 minutes in, I tell the joke where I say, effectively, you know, I don't think being gay is a choice, but this is how you know, because there's gay black people, and no one's gonna choose to be gay if they're already black, right? No one's doubling down on hardship.
It's a funny joke.
Thank you. Out of my corner of my left eye, I see the 3 girls that invited me to do the show. They come on stage with microphones. Literally to say there's been a change. Thank you, Nimesh. There's been a change in program. We think that's enough.
I think I'm being respectful.
You're a comedian, right? You're obviously a guy who jokes about shit, right? So that's not you're not saying anything negative about black people. You're not saying anything about gay people.
Right. But like what? I think the comments that
Well, it's the intent of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get laughs.
You can't insulate yourself from how the real world is. And this, I'm quite confident that none of this is disrespectful. I'm a generation older than y'all. I know what comedy is. I know what disrespect is. I'm offended, but I'll take it in stride, which I think everyone should do.
Would you ever apologize if you said something too far?
If I actually concede it's too far, but it's a touchy line, you know what I mean? I like it harder. And if I'm wrong, then perhaps we're wrong. Figure that shit out for yourselves.